Hi all you wonderful quilters. I'm Cathy at True Cotton Company in Carmel, Indiana. Look in the description box down below and you can find all the information about the store, including the link to the website. A lot of people have been asking for the quilt that's hanging behind me in a lot of the videos. I had a lot of fun making this poinsettia tree. You can get the block for this tree from So Kind of Wonderful. It's a free pattern and it's the Mini Poinsettia. I have the pattern pulled up here, just a PDF version of it. And that's free on So Kind of Wonderful's website. I'll be sure to link that to you down below. And so you're going to use their information. You make 6 of the poinsettia blocks. And you're going to lay those out like a tree. So that bottom row of the tree is 3 of the poinsettia blocks together. And then we've got 2. And on the side of that, you need a 7.5 by 14 background square. When you come to this top block, you have 1. And then you need 2 14.5 by 14.5 squares. That's the size of the block, so that's what you need to go on each side. We'll show you today this little star, and then here you need 7.5 by 18, 2 of those to go on each side. And then for the tree base, I used 2 different browns, but I think it'll be a lot better, easier, and really the 2 different colors don't really add that much. You could certainly do this as well, but I'd do 6 brown 4-inch squares, and then we'll make the 2 little curves that make that cute trunk. And then here you need, it's 11.5, I think, or is it, no, 11, not and a half, 11 by 14.5, 2 of those to go on each side. And that makes this lovely quilt. So, today I'm going to show you all the different ways you cut the So Kind of Wonderful blocks. The basic way we typically cut is with 5-inch squares. And with the green, you need 24 5-inch squares. When you use this ruler, if you can see these dashed lines here that meet at the 4, that's what we're going to use and line up right with our 5-inch square. And then we're just going to cut along this curve. And so you make that cut and you get 2 pieces. And when you do this in different fabrics, you know, then you would pair them together in lots of their patterns, but in this one you just do your greens like this, and then your reds and your background, you need 3 of these in background, and then these are 4.5 by 7.5. And to cut these out, this is how you cut the red as well as the background for the little curve on the tree trunk, as well as all 4 star points. Is with this one, you're going to cut out of this 2 of the larger pieces here. And to do that, you line right up on that 4 dashed line again, just like we did the 5-inch, but now you come around your curve. And then you're going to flip this around and cut 1 more out of it. So you line this back up right at the 4 and that, and then cut right around here. And then this is a little discard piece. And you get 2 of these. And then to make the red, or to make the there's places where you need 5 3/4 inch squares, and that's in the yellow for the star. You do it for the brown of the trunk, and I think you do it in some of your background pieces as well. And you're going to cut this in half, corner to corner. And for the star, you need 2 of these. You need 1 of these for the brown, and your background you need 24 of the 5 3/4, and then those get cut in half. And now to trim this up, you're going to put those 2 together, and you're going to do the edge of the ruler. It's the 5-inch, and we're trimming off these 2. Now if you prefer to not use the line there, but you want to use a ruler, you can do that and just right on the 5, and then just trim that off. And now you flip this around. What I like to do, and we're going to use the 2-inch line, and then those dashed lines that we were using to line up that meet at the 4, we use those on the edges here, and we line this on with the 2-inch. And then you cut this. I could tell I skipped a little there. Get that. This all becomes discard, and you get your 2 pieces that will match up with this. So now we can go over and sew these. So you can see how you sew all these pieces together. And I like to take this one that's I think you call this one the concave piece. It goes on the bottom. And then you put this one, your convex, on top. You want to start about a 1/2 inch in. And for me, that's about the width of my thumb. So I just put my thumb on there. It doesn't have to be exactly a 1/2 inch, so just some kind of about 1/2 inch mark. And you're just going to line up the start, keeping that concave on the bottom. And then you're going to start sewing. You just take a few stitches, and we're going to start bringing the 2 pieces together. And you want to do this very gently. This is not a case where we need to manhandle the fabric. Just gently bring them together. And it goes pretty quickly, especially after you've done a few. And this little end does become the trickier part, but it will come together. Just keep inching it over. And a stiletto can help, but just get it in there. And then I left one of my pieces lying here, so let me grab that so we can do the second part of this. And so that comes over just about down a 1/2 inch. And once again, you just start sewing in a couple stitches, and then you keep moving it together. You don't need any pins or glue. Just, you need the little ruler from So Kinda Wonderful, the Mini QCR, the Quick Curve Ruler, which is so fun. And in a video soon, I'll show you all the projects I've made from So Kinda Wonderful. And especially, I make lots with the mini ruler, which is the one I bought for myself. And they have so many great patterns for free on their website, as well as patterns that you can purchase in the book that I've showed. Uses those. And you just want to press your seams. And I like to do it while it's faced up. You could do it here. Sometimes I find I get a little, like the fabric doesn't lie as flat, I end up having to finger press it out, so I like to just do a little finger press and then iron it. And now we're going to trim these blocks. So they trim to 4 inches squared to match up with our 4-inch squares in the rest of the pattern. And to do that, if you can see this solid tiny 1/8 inch black line that goes all the way around 2 sides of the ruler, so not the dashed but the solid line, you want the 4-inch and that 1/8 point. So look at your 4-inch and want that 1 inch right on the curve. And the same down here, take your 4-inch and that solid 1/8 right on the curve. And then you just cut. And now you just trim it around. Now you're just trimming up a 4-inch square. So you line the 4 and the 4 up and trim off the other 2 sides. We'll do the same thing with this other block. So that's that 4 and 4 and right at that 1/8 solid. And just trim these 2 sides. Now flip it around and do this last 4 and 4. And so now you get these. And to make the little star point, you're just going to put these together side by side. You sew them together and you get this. We'll show this real quick. Just want to match those curves points up as best you can. Line up those bottoms. And then sew a 1/4 inch. And you can choose if you want to do to one side. I will commonly press open just as seams get bulkier. I will do opened quite commonly. And so then it's a cute little star point. Now I do have 2 different yellows here. I went through our scrap bin to find some fabric. So you'll sew these 2 together. And this makes that cute star that's right at the top. And so we'll just come down here, sewing that 1/4 inch. Making sure everything lines up. Line up this edge. This will show you that just really sweet little topper to the tree. You do the curves for the base of the tree, and this just goes on each side. You sew 6 of those 4-inch squares together, making a rectangle, and then this with 2 white 4-inch squares, so 4 total, makes this block. And I think it made for a really cute little tree with this extra little curve on the bottom. Looks like a tree. And then this cute star point on top. So I hope you go to So Kind of Wonderful. Get the free Mini Poinsettia pattern. It's a great pattern. And they will show you a few different layout options because making the block, and you can see here they did a different star with a poinsettia. I just did this part of the star, and then remember this row you've got 7.5 by 14.5. This is 14.5 by 14.5. The top up here where we have, this is 14.5 by 14.5. This is the one that's 7.5 by 14.5. This is how big mine is. We put the star on top, and that is a 7.5 by 18 on each side. And then instead of a poinsettia at the bottom, I did that little cute tree base with the curve. And then this, you need an 11 by 14.5 on each side. And so that's really cute, but you can also do a table runner, a little wall hanging, or you could make a pillow, 14-inch little pillow. Put a border around it and make it a little bigger if you like a little bigger pillow. Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing how to use the Mini QCR Ruler from So Kind of Wonderful. Hope you enjoy this pattern that they've written and then the little extras that I've added. I certainly hope you're all having a great week. If you're sewing this week, win that game of Bob and Chicken. We'll see you back next week. Like and subscribe. Bye.